Hey there everyone, this is Tom from MonTac here. We are doing the championship interview with the current champion, Charging Badger, from the US. He was 11-7 in the last season there, finishing off with Sky Soldier. Very impressive wins over Rich Potato and SM Robo especially. Definitely finishing off with that Zweistein win. How are you feeling?
Pretty good, I guess. I guess obviously I have to look forward to my next match against Mistfire.
Yeah, so how did you feel about your matchup with Zweistein?
It's honestly it was closer than the results would indicate. Like, although I didn't actually end up losing any of the games in the match, each of the games themselves was actually like really close, and I was close to losing each of them. So.
All right, fair enough.
Zweistein is a very strong player, and I expect him to be a good contender in this next season.
Yeah, he definitely did very well, especially for a rookie. Where do you think you need to improve? Overall game wise, is there anything you noticed in your matchups throughout the tournament that you thought, man, I might need to edge that out a bit, or are you feeling really good at the moment?
Well, obviously I can always improve by just learning matchups more and just getting better at knowing when to play specific cards. Other than those, I guess just like
fair enough.
Maybe I could improve a bit at like deck construction because I'm not 100% confident with what I have right now.
Well, you definitely commanded those Sky Soldiers quite well. It's definitely the best Sky Soldier we've seen. Definitely, especially, you got through Rich Potato, who he himself was using Sky Soldiers. So if there was ever any time to doubt whether you built a proper Sky Soldier deck, you've definitely passed that challenge. Out of your deck, though, what card do you feel really helped you the most in your tournament wins?
I would say it's probably either Synergy Wolfman or Hornwing, honestly, because although Wolfman did help me to win a bunch of matches, I think Hornwing was equally important in just helping me to not lose them.
All right, yeah. So Synergy Wolfman and the Hornwing.
Especially when I was up against Zwystein's Axe-Head Creature, and he would have made me discard my hand if I didn't have a way to deal with it.
Definitely true enough there. Definitely that Hornwing is very, 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 very useful. The only tricky part about Hornwing is that it does not stop Beowulf, just because it's only removes a specialty until it perishes. But it's still a very good, because you can remove specialties basically every single turn once you pass it on, so that's a very fair call. All right, what was your favorite in-game moment of the tournament? So, you're in the middle of a match, it might be a play you made, it might be a mistake they made, some sort of realization throughout the match. What was your favorite in-game moment of the tournament?
Well, honestly, I think it might just be, the entire, kind of match against Potato, because, it was the battle of the Sky Soldier users, and then it was actually, a rematch against the former champion, so...
Yeah.
Definitely a case there could be made for one of the most climactic matches. Obviously, the match against Robo and the Grand Final itself would also be in that camp, but
that one was just more personally gratifying.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That definitely was a massive one. That definitely. People had to definitely take you very, very seriously after that. There is no way anyone could ever even remotely call this a fluke, especially with you going through Robo right after that, and then right after that taking down undefeated, Zweistein. So definitely well earned. You've really gone through most of the ladder so far. I mean, it's a massive improvement. I remember in March you had a really rough start with the that was obviously before Sky Soldiers got a bunch of support, etc. But it's night and day to the now. So, like I said, you've gone through basically everybody. Who do you want to take on the most in the current ladder? Is there anybody in particular, or if you don't have someone in particular, do you have anybody you think could be the biggest threat to your title reign?
Well, honestly, I think that, obviously Squishy is going to be a top contender, because I've went up against him twice before, and both of those matches felt very close. So, and then if he can maintain momentum coming into this next season, I think he could possibly have a strong chance of taking the title.
Oh, fair enough.
But also, for a player that I feel might actually have a good chance coming into this season, when they might not have had the best performance in this prior season, I feel the MonTac has a chance of being a top contender, considering how much he's improved. And just going from one of the bottom spots in the tier, in the rankings, to 9th, actually.
Yeah, no, he's definitely come a long way. All right. And is there anyone personal that you'd like to really take on, or have you really accomplished most of those?
Well, I've already matched up against a lot of the top contenders, so I don't know that there's anyone really in particular that I might want to match up against again, but I'm excited to see who wants to prove that they are a top contender and going into this season. I can see potentially Joe of being a contender.
Yeah, definitely. Well, especially with the matchups coming this weekend, every single person that wins their match is guaranteed top 8. So,
and definitely with the point reset, it's going to be, the ladder is just going to be really unpredictable in these coming up weeks.
Especially with all these matchups now. Definitely Squishy. He's taking on Tail Sweet this weekend. Potentially, depending on how your match goes, Squishy is very likely to be the first in line. That could be a very fun match, and that, he's definitely, got voted the most exciting player, etc. That could be a really interesting matchup, but of course, you got to get through Misfire, which is going to be pretty tough. He's been quite dominant as well. But anyway, let's get to the last one. So, you've actually had the most amount of matches of anyone, as you're aware. At the end of the last season, you had 18 matches. Definitely proof that you've got more experience than anybody else here in the competition. So I guess the real thing I'm asking is, what's your advice for people just starting out, the beginners?
I guess just learn your matchups. And if you're not 100% confident on how a deck performs, don't be afraid to spectate other people's matches or do practice matches, because both of those are good tools to help you learn the gameplay patterns of a specific archetype. All
right, yeah, that's definitely very good. And you've always been quite good at reading your cards as well, so
yeah,
definitely helps. All right, well, thank you, Badger, for joining us for the interview. I do appreciate it. You did absolutely incredible. I remember you were picked as Dark Horse back in, might be March, the end of March, potentially. It was something like that. It's glad to see that finally come through. But yeah, no, you absolutely did fantastic. Do you have anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
I guess just keep practicing, and maybe anyone has a shot this next season, so I'll be excited to see how the ladder stacks up.
All right, fantastic.